Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is actually part one of a two-part series that will be my dining room makeover, and I'm doing it all again with thrifted items. So in this video today, I will just be showing you all of the things I'm redoing, and then tomorrow's video that will be going up first thing in the morning, I will be styling everything and putting it all together. So make sure you stay tuned for that part. But again, in this video, it will just be me making over all of the different items that I found. So starting with this clock and this pan, I am going to make my own hanging scale. I want it to look very vintage, so I'm going to give it a really nice rusty and antique paint job. I picked up this clock for, I believe, $3 at our thrift store, and they always have clocks like this. I'm sure you might even have one of these lying around. So instead of a typical scale, this will just be a clock, and I think it'll look just fine. So I am just taking this apart so that I can give this a nice paint job, and I'm just going to be spray painting it silver for now to make it look like it's metal. Now coming in on the pan that I found, you can use anything for this. You can even use a basket, whatever you can find, honestly will work. So I found this pan for 75 cents at our thrift store, and I am using some black and gray paint, and I'm dabbing it all over to make it look more galvanized.
It never pays in the end, but still I am here, moving on.
And then going in with a mustard color paint, I will be giving it a rusty look. If you ever notice, rust always has a burnt orange coloring to it, but it also has a mustard undertone. So I am just going to put the mustard look everywhere, and then I'm going in over the top with a brown. So putting them together, I really feel like it helped make it look rusty. So I will tell you the technique that I came up with by the end that I found worked. I first did the gray and the black. Then I went over with almost the entire pan. I did the yellow and then the brown over the top of that. Then I went back over just with the gray, just with the light gray, and I dabbed that over the top of everything. And I feel like that made it look the best. Then at the very end, I would go back over with a little bit of the brown, and I would just dab like around the edges where I wanted it to look like real rusty. And then I left it just like that. So that's what I would suggest you do if you want this to look like something you actually picked up that was an original antique.
In the wildest dream, I'd see you again. Never dreamed about nothing else other than you. I always thought I'd be waiting in vain, but suddenly there you were.
I'm doing the same technique with these chains, and I picked up these chains and all of the pieces at Lowe's. Make sure you check the description box below this video, and I will have everything you need listed below.
Till the morning, stay till the dawn, but just hold me now. I wanna be so much better whenever you're around. I wanna say something clever to get in your mind, 'cause right now we're not together, and I lose my way then. Oh, I feel so much better whenever you're around, whenever you're around. Yeah, yeah, whenever you're around, whenever you're around. Is it too late to feel you? Is it too late to tell you about how much I'm sorry for the things I have done, for the things I never did? But I promise, dear,
Now using my drill, I am using a drill bit that is just a little bit smaller than the screw that I will be putting in the top and the bottom of my clock. This is where I'll be screwing in the hooks where everything will be hanging from.
Close to me. My body's waiting.
I also use the same drill bit to drill 4 little holes on my pan so that I'm able to put my hooks in there, and then I can just clamp my chain through these hooks.
Whenever you're around, I wanna say something clever to get in your mind. 'Cause right now we're not together, and I lose my way then. Oh, I feel so much better whenever you're around, whenever you're around. Yeah, yeah, whenever you're around, whenever you're around.
Now for this next thrifty DIY, this is actually something I want for a Christmas project that I'm doing. For the longest time, I have wanted a throw with the cute little pom-poms hanging off of them. I really love the faux fur ones. And I've looked online and they're quite expensive. And so I found this really cute throw, and just by searching on Amazon, I found these faux fur pom-poms. And it came with a bag of 20 for $12. All I'm doing is tying on each of these little pom-poms to the ends of the blanket. So you just pick 2 ends that you want to put the pom-poms on, and I am just using regular string and tying a few knots around it. So for under $15, I made this really, really adorable throw. And again, I have an idea of where I want this at Christmas time. So for now, I'm just hanging this over my couch. Okay, now I picked up 4 of these dining chairs. I feel like they have these all the time at thrift stores, and these were only $5 a piece. All I'm going to be doing is going over them with the linen chalk paint from Rust-Oleum, and I gave it 2 coats, and then I'm sanding it down with 120 grit sandpaper. If you do not have a sander, just use a sanding block. That's totally fine. This just makes it go a lot faster. The last thing I'm doing is going over this with a polyacrylic, and I'm just giving them 2 coats. Dude, if I left the audio in my videos, it'd be hilarious. Like the things people say right when I hit record.
Right now I feel it in my bones that I gotta go on my own. I got concrete walls, got concrete walls. Hold me tight, don't let go, but
I found this really cute dresser at our thrift store for only $20, and I thought this was the perfect missing piece for the corner of our dining room. So I am just going over this with milk paint in the color Proper. If you guys have not watched my chalk paint and milk paint video, I will have that linked below, where I go over in detail the difference between the two and how those really work. Anyway, milk paint is awesome if you want a really vintage chippy look that will just chip on its own. So I'm mixing up my milk paint, and I'm just putting in a tiny bit of extra bond. That will help it not chip as much. I didn't want this to be crazy chippy, just a little bit chippy. So extra bond helps with that.
You could see yourself just sitting there on my chair. I'm staring at you, you don't even notice. Should've told you straight away, you don't have to be afraid.
As far as sanding goes, again, I'm going in with 120 grit and I'm putting the lightest pressure on because with milk paint, when it chips a little bit, big chunks will fly off. And again, that's the look I'm going for because I want this to look like something I actually found at an antique store.
I won't let you go. Put your arms around me and I'll let you know how it feels when time.
The only thing in this video that's not done is the knobs, but you will see that in the next video.
Rush when I see you dance and the moment comes when I fall and time goes slow. I fall into you.
And then this last one I want to show you, this was a corner shelf that I found for $15 at our thrift store. And I am just painting this the same color as our chairs.
Hey, I wish I could show you more, 'cause baby you deserve some more. But still you're here and that's what I adore. Should've told you straight away.
Okay, so this is what the dining room is looking like the night before the reveal. Obviously, it's completely done now, and you guys, it is by far my favorite room in the entire house. I cannot wait for you guys to see how this turned out. Please stay tuned for tomorrow's video, and you guys will get to see the walkthrough of how all of this came together. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Are you being the cutest helper ever? And he's taking each board out one by one. Thank you. That is actually really helpful, dude. Thank you. You're the best helper.